Hello everyone, Jacquie Edwards here for Live at Lunchtime. It's a quite grey and foggy Tuesday to be frank here. But yeah, I'm on a couple minutes early as I have a few calls scheduled for right after this, so wanted to make sure I had time to talk through everything I wanted to talk to you today. So I talked a little bit yesterday about our annual team meeting, and I mentioned that we also on Sunday just had our board meeting. So today I wanted to cover a little bit about our board meeting, what that is, why it's important, and what we cover. So board meeting is just like it sounds, kind of a meeting of our board of directors. Again, if you are just a one-man band type of thing, it's still important to have this type of a meeting on a regular basis. So for myself, it's for our kind of property management company, it's myself and my partner Anthony. We have a monthly board meeting where we cover a set agenda of topics. And we weren't quite as organized as we are now. We did just have a great meeting on Sunday. It actually took pretty much the entire afternoon. But we basically cleaned up our format and how we went through everything. So for any of you that work with your kind of relationship partner, you may fall into some of the issues that we have where we can get a little testy with each other sometimes when we're talking about business and who's doing what. So some of our board meetings have ended in a couple of few arguments and maybe we weren't quite as friendly towards each other by the end. So in order to stop that from happening and to make the board meetings as effective as possible, we spent some time on Sunday really cleaning up what we were covering at our board meeting and what is the best way to kind of communicate all the information. So I work in the day-to-day side of the rent-to-rent business. I guess not doing the day-to-day stuff, but managing the team, and I know the properties and I know what's going on the day-to-day side of the business, whereas Anthony operates more as just an investor in the business and operates as like a high-level director. So he's only got really a high-level view and doesn't know the day-to-day side of the business. So the board meeting is really for us to come together, have a review through everything that's going on, kind of all the key bits so that he knows what's going on, and just working together on any strategic decisions that need to get made. So in order to do that, we did have a set agenda that we always went through, but there were no kind of key documents I prepared ahead of time. It was always done a little bit last minute. But now, in order to make this run smoothly, we have decided it is important to get the documents to him and to me ahead of time so that we know exactly what we're going to cover. We can kind of have our questions ready so that the meeting doesn't last forever. So my virtual assistant will be helping put together all of this stuff and doing all the prep work. But let's talk about what we're going to be covering. So I've opened up our agenda. The first thing we will look at is actions from the prior month. So every month at our board meeting, we come out with basically a to-do list or a task list of who needs to do what key actions. So we'll have a brief cover at the very beginning of the meeting, each meeting, of what were we supposed to do from last month, have we done it, what's the update. Then we walk through just kind of a summary of events, so anything new and noteworthy, specifically around kind of personnel, any new properties that are coming on board, just the day-to-day operations, any kind of highlights of what's been going on. So this will be things that I pull out of the weekly meetings that I have with my team. So that's what we talked about yesterday a little bit. But anything kind of high level, new, and noteworthy. Next, we'll get into the historical financial review. So P&L, balance sheet, kind of a historical cash flow analysis of, you know, where are the properties at, how much have they really made, how much have we spent on them, and then a budget to actual review. So how much have we spent, comparing it to what our budget was. After the historical financial review, we'll do kind of a financial planning, so the forecasting. So again, we'll look at our cash flow, but going forward, and just see what the projections are, make sure we've always got that cash buffer that we're looking for. We'll also, as part of the financial forecast, be looking at kind of our marketing, our sales pipeline. So these are new properties coming in, along with any voids and availability in our kind of rooms, and so kind of a tenant sales dashboard. After the finances, we'll look at operations. So this is any feedback from kind of our tenants, our landlords, any of our partners or team members. So basically all the stakeholders in the business will just have a brief glance through any important feedback, any problems, any praise, that type of thing. And then finally is the strategic discussion. So this is, are we on the right path? Are we doing the types of deals that we want to be doing? Is the business going where we want to go? Are there any changes, new locations, new markets that we want to get into? Anything kind of at a bigger strategic level that we should be looking at? Then any other business, anything else that might pop up. And the last thing we talk through is highlights and lowlights. So this just takes a second. It's basically a quick debrief. What was your high point of the meeting? What was your low point of the meeting? Just so that we can find areas for improvement. So that's basically our board meeting agenda. We have a couple of